into some things of the things, child. We got some stuff to talk about today, honey. We got some stuff to talk about. Hit that like button. If you are new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We have a great time over here. You meant what you said when you said it. Really be as bad, because I'll be understanding y'all sometimes. And when y'all know when I say y'all, you know I ain't talking about y'all. I'm talking about y'all. Fix me that all these people that got something to say have been actively involved in the political process in their world. I don't believe it. You ain't gonna convince me. I know y'all love me. Happy Sunday, happy Sunday, happy Sunday. If you are a practicing Muslim, it is happy Eid to you, the breaking of fast, the end of Ramadan. So enjoy your feast today. Enjoy your feast. I know y'all gonna be ready to get down with the get down after fasting for the last month. So y'all come on in. Do not forget Black Girl Vitamins. Use your discount code ReallyBTV for 20% off of your first order. And again, you can always use a different email address. Y'all know what I'm talking about. If you want to try to get double dip on that 20%. Thank you again for all those who have supported, who have ordered Black Girl Vitamins. I appreciate it. I use them myself. I would not continue to push a product that I myself do not use. Matter of fact, I need to put an order in this weekend because I need some iron pills. Oh, I need some fiber gummies. I think that's the one thing that Black Girl Vitamins doesn't sell is fiber. I might have to send them an email about it. Let me say hi to the people. Y'all know this is a tribe meeting, so y'all come on in and get comfortable. What up, Tracy? Tracy was here early, honey. What up, DB? What's up, Don Don? Hey, Quake, Tan, Sweet Pea, J Diva, Ronnie, Cindy, Marnie, Demetria, Lady D, Lauren Bishop. What's up, Danielle, Southern Belle, Mo Walker, Kenya, Ty the CEO, Santavia. Hey, Corey, Demetria, Lock Queen. What's up, y'all? Y'all are in here this morning, honey. Hey, Montrez. Y'all are in here this morning. Lori C. What's up, Stacy, Renee, China White. Crazy homebody girl. What up, Brown Mama? Hey, JB. What's up, boo? Before we get started, hey, Stacy Renee. If I miss anybody, charge it to my head and not my heart. Oh, here come trouble. Just walked in the room. Hey, Cajun. What up, Lori? I got a text literally right before I was going live. I'm not going to say this person's name because I don't put people's business out there. But I got a text from a tribe member. They are currently in the hospital. So for those who know the word of prayer, if y'all could please just send a positive word up to the tribe member. If they choose to let themselves be known, they can do it. But other than that, if y'all could just send a word of prayer up, I appreciate that. Quake says she booked her cruise on Friday. Hey, we are up to 11 cabins that have been booked, y'all. I just wish this cruise is next week. I'm so excited. I am so excited. Y'all just don't know. Oh, I'm so excited. But 11 rooms. And thank you. That's a great segue because, you know, I got to give y'all the info. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. We were going to do a live yesterday. Oh, Lord, I just got off the phone with Cruiser, too. We were going to do a live yesterday, and I'm going to tell y'all no lies. It just got away from me. Baby, the Saturday just was Saturday, and it got away from me. I went from not having nothing to do to doing a bunch of stuff. But we are going to do it because Friday is the last day for you guys to get these prices. And I'm going to just go ahead and be honest. This is not no ploy. This is not a sales pitch. This is just the real deal. If you go onto the website and look at these prices keep going up. And they are not going to allow us to extend this price. When we went to add the rooms, they wouldn't even give us these prices. Okay. We added rooms and they were like $40 more. So y'all, like I told you the other day, if you are at all interested in going on this cruise, Friday is the last day to book your room for these prices. Now, to be clear, you can still book the cruise until the cruise sells out, but you will be paying more money. And that's just, I'm this ain't no sales pitch. I know that everybody's not in a position. I know somebody in the chat the other day was saying they're a federal employee and they just not ready to make any commitments right now. I 100% understand, and I certainly wouldn't want anybody to put themselves in a situation that is questionable or that could come back later and cause them some problems. So by all means, I absolutely understand. But just really quickly, for those who may not have been here, or this is new information, the cruise is February of 2026. It is a 3-day cruise. So if you're a first-time cruiser, it's not too long. If you absolutely hate it, you won't be on the ship long. If you absolutely love it, it's just enough to get that addiction going and you be ready for your next cruise, okay? Leaving out of Orlando, Nassau, Bahamas, perfect day at Coco Cay. And it is the weekend of the Super Bowl. So that Sunday, we will be watching the Super Bowl together, honey. We'll be together. Well, for those who want to watch the Super Bowl together, we will be watching the Super Bowl. Those are your prices. We have ocean view rooms, we have interior rooms, and we also have boardwalk rooms. And like I said, the boardwalk prices I do not have in front of me, but when you call, if you want a boardwalk room or a Central Park room, they will give you all of that information. But I believe the boardwalk rooms are about maybe $60 more than the ocean balcony rooms. Don't quote me on that, but they're about $50-$60 more. I know El Teddy booked the boardwalk room, and I'm not sure who else. So there is that, and that is the number there at the bottom. The 800 number is down there at the bottom, and our group ID number, which is 312-7874, and the name of the group is Tribe Bowl, TRIBE and BOWL, like Super Bowl, but Tribe Bowl. All right, and it is Utopia of the Seas, Royal Caribbean. Okay. Excuse me. Let me take this picture down. Okay, so, and again, you can always hit me up on Instagram if you want more information or you want to dig a little deeper. We will be doing a cruise live before the final day for anybody. You just ran a 10K in Upper Marlboro. Well, good for you. Where was the 10K? What part of Upper Marlboro? But good for you. Shout out to you. Tribe, Cajun. See, that's why you be getting in trouble. Cajun. We're also doing the Books and Bourbon Tour, which is in Louisville, Kentucky in October. And again, let me put the flyer up real quick. Again, you can reach out to me on Instagram if you want more details. I'm not going to spend too much time on that. But we also have hotels we have a block of hotels at a really good rate if you're interested. And we do have a souvenir package, which includes a t-shirt, 2 tastings. When we go to distillery, it'll cover your entrance fee to 2 of the distilleries that we're going to, transportation to the book fair, and swag from the book fair. There'll be a piece of swag from the book fair, and that is what is included in that package. It's $150. It is due by July, no later than August the 1st. I might need to make it July the 1st, but I'll let you guys know if I need to adjust that. I just need to, once I lock in with the distilleries, I'll find out if I need to go ahead and lock it in early. Getting ready for the cruise. I know that's right. Get ready for the cruise. Well, congratulations. All right, y'all. So that's what it is. Again, you can always reach out to me on Instagram or email ReallyBthePodcast@gmail.com or ReallyBTV _ on YouTube at Instagram. Okay. With that being said, let's get into it, you guys. Something I was going to say, and I forgot that quick, but let's get into these topics. There is an update on Annie from Annie from Young Famous and African, or Young Rich and African, which I never did finish doing my reviews. I owe y'all, I think, 2 more episodes. She did finally return back to social media on, I think it was on Friday. She came back to social media and she wrote a very simple post. And I'm going to read you guys what it says. It was just a thank you. And it said, if you see right there, that's what she posted, that flower with the thank you note on it. And then I'll read you what it says. She did scrub her Instagram, so there are absolutely no more pictures on her Instagram. I guess she'll slowly rebuild it. With pictures of just her or what she has going on. But she scrubbed it, and she also took off her married name. So it is just her maiden name now. She is taking off any connection to that husband. And it says, to my family, to my friends who came through for me, the support system I have now, all my amazing family here. And she put in capital letters here, HERE. I'm sure there's an emphasis there for a reason. And all over the world, God bless you for the outpouring of love. I appreciate every single one of you, and I do not take any of it for granted. May the universe continue to be in your favor. God bless you all. Lots of love. Annie McCauley, and McCauley is her maiden name. So it looks like she is processing. I ain't gonna say she's doing well because I don't know her, but it looks like she is processing. And sometimes, baby, that's the best you can do is process. Sometimes that's the best you can do is process, okay? But she is processing. And we'll continue to follow up as I get information. Okay. Word on the curb is that Sutton and Garcelle are no longer friends. They have not spoken since the reunion. So Garcelle, maybe feeling some kind of way about all of it. Okay. Okay, Abby said we putting her on the prayer list. Okay. Thank you, Abby. Abby is adding her to the prayer list. Tracy, are you still here? Tracy, drop down if you're still here, please. And thank you. Okay. Deion Sanders has signed a new contract worth $54 million with Colorado. There was a lot of speculation that he would try to move into the NFL. Now that both of his sons have left college and are moving into the NFL. But it looks like he is going to stay in Colorado, and they paid him for his time. Okay. I say allegedly because a lot of times these contracts, they give you the bulk price of the contract, but it includes, especially when it comes to coaching and sports, it includes incentives and stuff like that. So, but listen, I don't give a damn if it's only worth half of what they're reporting. I'll take the $24 million, $25 million. Okay. Moving right along. So congratulations to him. Congratulations to Deion Sanders. Okay. Now they say that Erica Jane is getting ready to head to trial. And she could be possibly facing Fed time. So I think we might need to follow this trial. I might need to go back and find the legal case. We might need to review the legal documents because when Erica, and I'm talking about Erica Jane from the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I know I'm jumping all over the place, child. I know I'm jumping all over the place, but it was so much going on with everything with her and her husband and all of the lawsuits. A lot of them were civil cases and legal cases. It was a lot. So I might need to go back and untangle and find the original lawsuit and see what exactly she's having to go to trial for, what the actual charges are, when the trial starts and everything, and we'll follow it. We'll probably follow it on the other channel since this is like dealing with Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. We'll probably follow it on the other channel, but we will follow this. But it says here that she could possibly be facing jail time. She could probably be facing jail time, honey. So Erica, I think you was down here shading Garcelle about her beach house in Bakersfield. Maybe you need to be worried about, your business. I have some sad news to report here. According to TMZ, Gene Hackman and his wife's bodies have still been unclaimed. Now, we didn't really follow up on The we didn't really follow up on the Gene Hackman story, but come to find out, it seems like Gene Hackman had Alzheimer's, and his wife was his caregiver. And it seems like his wife passed away first, and then he died because I hate to even really talk about it because it's so sad to think of. He basically starved to death because there was nobody there to take care of him. There was nobody there to feed him. There was nobody there to um remind him to eat, which tells me that his Alzheimer's was very advanced. If that was the case, it sounds like his Alzheimer's was very advanced. Um and that's just I it was just so sad to think about it. Right. And that's why I really didn't keep following up on it, cuz honestly, y'all, it was really 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 sad to think about how the last couple of weeks of his life must have been. And that's probably why one of the dogs was only found dead, because the other ones maybe were finding other ways to keep themselves alive. Again, I don't want to get into what that may have been. Um but this is, so I'm gonna read you, this is from TMZ. This is 3 days ago. Gene Hackman and his wife Betsy's bodies are still unclaimed more than a month after their tragic deaths. TMZ reached out to the Office of Medical Investigator in New Mexico, and they confirmed the list of unclaimed decedents is updated online every Monday. Gene and Betsy's names appeared on the list on March the 24th, and they're still there as of today. And this was 3 days ago. Officials tell us it's not unusual for bodies to remain unclaimed for a month after dying. It's unclear why Gene and Betsy's bodies remain unclaimed, but it's possible the family is still making funeral arrangements or finalizing plans. Gene has 3 kids, a son, Christopher, 2 daughters, Leslie and Elizabeth. The sisters have spoken out in the press after the death of their dad, who left all of his fortune to his wife, Betsy. And because Betsy preceded him in death, then the money went to charity. I'm sure that is what was in his will, because had it not been in his will, it would have automatically been went to his children. But because it went to a charity, Hackman has spoken about his tough relationship with his kids, admitting over the years he wasn't around much when Chris was growing up, but he did get closer to them in later years. I'm gonna say this. I don't know I don't know the details. I don't know the details, but what I am gonna say is the fact that your daddy and his wife are still sitting in the morgue a month after they passed away. That might be why he left all his money to charity. I mean, I don't know. It does, again, it says that they had a tumultuous relationship, but I'm sorry, that's still your daddy. You just not gonna go claim the body. And again, they may be planning a memorial, whatever. I don't know how these things go. And it's right, the same reason why the bodies weren't found, because I think they finally it was finally a wellness check. Somebody called a wellness check-in, which is why they eventually found the bodies. But well, I guess the kid said, "Let that charity bury you," huh? That's what Cindy said. It's sad though. Whatever the reason is, you guys, it's sad. I think it's sad. Um, I mean, I guess again, I don't know enough of the story to make a to really formulate an opinion, but I will say this: it is a perfect example of why you treat people right while you're alive, so that they'll treat you right when you're no longer here. And again, I don't know the relationship, but I know there's a reason why those bodies are still sitting in the morgue. It's been a month, and I don't think that's normal. Call me crazy, but I don't think that's normal. Moving right along. Yeah. Hey, Janae, what's up? All right, let's get into it. All right. So y'all, I don't know. Shade in the City might be in the bushes. I talked to Shade in the City last night, Treese, aka Treese, and Treese said that she gonna come over my house this summer, and she gonna help me get the studio together. She said you've been talking about that studio for 3 years. We coming over there this summer, and we gonna get that studio together. I said, and listen, I was so tired when we were on the phone last night. I was like, okay, girl, all right, girl. I woke up this morning and I was like, did she say she was gonna come in my house and put my stuff? So she said she gonna come and help her sister. Okay. That's what's gonna end up happening. They don't come and get them, they're gonna be in a pauper's grave. And I think that is utterly ridiculous for somebody like a Gene Hackman to end up in a pauper's grave. And it's clear that he has money. It's not that I think they said he left his estate was worth like $40 million or something like that. So it's not that because of the money, there's no money there. And where are his, and what may end up happening is one of his Hollywood friends may have to step in and take care of this and do something, which I still think is sad. Because if he had a will that was that detailed as to where his money is going to go, then he has a will that's detailed enough about his burial. I'm sure he had, like you said, yes, I'm sure he had insurance and all of those things. So he may, all of his siblings may be gone. I mean, he was in his 80s, so he may or may not. He may or may not. So if I hear more about it, I'll give you the update. I'm not promising you that I'm going to chase this story down because I just think it's so sad. But if I hear more about it, I will definitely give y'all the updates. Okay. All right. Hold on. Where did I put my pen? I just had my pen. Where's the pen? Child. I literally just had that pen. Abby, did you take the pen? Abby just looked at the screen and said, ma'am. That's what Abby just did. Yeah, Red Fox was broke. That's different. Red Fox didn't have he died with no money. Yeah. See, look at Abby. Okay, so we talked about that. Okay, we talked about that. We talked about that. Okay. Did we talk about that? We didn't talk about it. I don't want to talk about that. I ain't gonna talk about that. We already did one death story. We're gonna talk about another story, another death story, child. All right. All right. Now I'm trying to get undressed from church, child. Okay. Cajun, Abby about to put you in timeout. Hey, Xavier, what's up, boo? Was it Eddie Murphy? It might have been. It might have been. Okay. Child, they said that Marceau Scott down to the 11 Marriage Huntsville got arrested. They said for speeding and for a failure to appear. So what probably happened, y'all, was Marceau Scott had a failure to appear for some reason. Don't know why, don't know. But he had a failure to appear. And he probably got pulled over for speeding. And y'all know when y'all get pulled over, the police the first thing to do, police check to see if you have any sort of warrants or anything. And they found that he had a failure to appear. And so there he was arrested. Okay. I don't know. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to find. Child, it ain't even in here. That's how just not important this story is, child. What up, Mims? Did y'all see Mims GQ photo shoot over on his Instagram? Don't do Mims, how you gonna come in here causing shit? Mims said, y'all, I'm gonna pass around the collection plate in July. That gives us 6 months to get really be a full-size Christmas tree and get rid of that anniversary one. Why are you coming in here on the last day of this good month of March causing problems? I don't understand. You just woke up today and decided you just wanted to say something. Moving right along. Close the doors. Close them doors. Ushers, I said close the doors. And y'all know what? And I'm not not going to harp on this. I'm going to keep it going. I'm not going to harp on this. But I heard more of the of that audio from Marvin Sapp. Did y'all hear the rest of the audio where he told them people to come down and he didn't want to pass the collection plate? He put the collection plate in the front of the church, talking about something. I want to see it. I want to see that money. And he made them people come down and put the money in the correct collection plate. Now, I know they said that they do that, the church folk do that, and that's what they do down to the church. I get it. But, baby, the way I would have sat, well, first of all, I wouldn't have been there because I would have left. The minute they said close the door, I probably would have been like, I wish you would today. I wish you would today. Tomorrow's the last day of March. Why? Oh, you know what? You are right. Tuesday is April Fool's. Because I was sitting there trying to think of what prank I was going to play on my students. Really, be don't treat ma'am's bad because he being a cheerful giver. He was trying to bless you, ma'am. Bless me with what? For a treat that I don't need? Baby, the way I would have sat in my seat, and you know how in church the people got to climb over you, the way I would have made every single one of them people climb over me, the way I would have sat there. Child. Anyway, moving right along. Now, this next story, I'm going to have to do a deep dive on. I just didn't have time because I saw the story yesterday. And I said, oh, I need to do more research on this. And then I saw it again this morning. And I think it's starting to pick up legs now. So I'm going to have to do more of a deep dive on this. But, baby, it looks like the original founders of the Zeus Network are coming for Lemuel. They are coming for Lemuel. So let me give y'all I don't have all the story because, like I said, I got to do a bigger, deeper dive on this. But let me give y'all what I have. So I found an article in Variety. Okay, I found an article. If you Google, I found an article in Variety. It goes and it's dated from November the 2nd of 2017. So let me read y'all this article. A trio of social media superstars, King Bach, Amanda Kearney, and D-Storm Power, are throwing their collective reach behind a new subscription streaming service in partnership with TV producer Lemuel Plummer. Dubbed Zeus, the platform will feature content from the three influencers who collectively have almost 70 million combined followers across platforms. Power, Bach, and Kearney will also invite fellow collaborators and other social media stars to join Zeus across a range of categories, including comedy, beauty, fashion, and fitness, operating like a farm team system in baseball, according to the partners. Zeus is currently slated to launch in the first quarter of 2018. For now, there's no info on what the service will cost. Original content on the SVOD service will mostly be short-form videos with some longer-form programming as well. So, let me see. Hold on. Dubbed Zeus, the platform will feature content from three influencers. Oh, I just read that. I'm sorry. I just want to make sure I got. Okay. The biggest stars on social media are also receiving more viewers than cable networks. And it just goes on to talk about who they are on social media and their social media reach or what have you. For his part, Plummer said he identified with Kearney, Bach, and Power's need for a subscription platform they control without limitations on content length, tone, monetization options, or advertising programs. He said, I truly feel the social media influencers are the new Hollywood for millennials and future generations. He went on to say their content generates more views than broadcast and cable program, and my goal is to create an innovative platform with the convenience, choice, and control necessary for sustained growth. When it launches, Zeus will be available on all iOS, Android services, desktop, laptop computers, and streaming services such as just like Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, and Google Chromecast. Plummer is repped by ICM Partners. King Bach is repped, and it goes on to talk about that. Okay. So this is the article that was written, right before the launch. And you can see here where Lemuel was sort of an add-on, because it talks about the 3 original members. And then they went into a partnership with TV producer Lemuel Plummer. Well, what is happening right now is those 3 original members are now accusing Lemuel of basically pretty much stealing their network, child. It says Zeus. So this is what I found, and this is what's brewing right now. Zeus Network may be facing its biggest legal battle yet over King Bach. Amanda Kearney and D Storm claimed they helped build the platform from the ground up, only to get locked out, iced out on payments, and left paying taxes on millions of dollars they never received. The Storm is dropping all the receipts, accusing CEO Lemuel Plumbing of running off with full control and cashing in on their work while leaving them with nothing. So I have to do a bigger, deeper dive because I want to find these receipts and I want to bring you guys all the information that I have. But like I said, literally this popped up right before I went live. Like literally right before I went live, I saw this. And this was on Hip Hop Wired. So I'm going to do a deeper dive and get more information. And I want to find out where these receipts are being dropped so I can get a copy of the receipts. Okay. But yeah, honey, they said that Lemuel taking all the money and leaving them high and dry. But somewhere in the paperwork, it must be showing that they're making money because they've stuck paying taxes. So somewhere the government is showing that they're making this money because they're stuck paying taxes on all this money that allegedly they did not get. Bless you with my presence. Really, hold on. I got a super chat here. Let me read the super chat before he accused me of not acknowledging him. Bless you with what? My presence. Really want to be my homie, lover, and friend. Don't let her fool y'all. Really? Homie, lover, and friend? That's what? Okay. Then there's another one. Go ahead and put Cajun in timeout. He causes problems. Now that I agree with you on. I agree that I agree that he causes problems. Absolutely. He absolutely does. Cajun stay in there. Tasha K has the video on her IG. Okay, I'm gonna have to go. Y'all know I'm not subscribed to her IG. I'm gonna have to run over there and be nosy. I'm gonna have to drop in and be nosy, honey, and go see what's going on. So I'm gonna have to come back when I get more information. But it does sound like some things have been going on. I remember when Zeus first started, it was good, and Lemuel took over and ruined it. Y'all remember a couple of years ago, this might have been about 2 years ago now, maybe somewhere within 2 years. Lemuel Plummer was on Fox Soul, and him and Funky Dineva got into this heated back and forth. And basically, Funky Dineva was saying, you need to do better. Like, you have this platform, you have the eyes of the people, you need to do better. And I remember Lemuel went on to talk about how they had all of this programming on Zeus that didn't have anything to do with, baddies and bad boys and all of that. And oh my goodness, you need to go over there. You need to go see. We have all of this other stuff. And I did, because at the time I was subscribed to Zeus, because y'all remember I subscribed to Zeus because I was going to review Bad Boys, and I was like, this is not for me. So I did. I went in and I said, oh, you know what? There is a lot. There is a lot of other stuff over here. Now I see why I was over there. It wasn't over there because of you. It wasn't over there because of you. But anyway, I'll get more information and I will bring it to y'all, okay? I was in a restaurant with Lil Lemmy. I can't stand memes. With Lil Lemmy, he is 5'2" and came in with 8 bodyguards. Meanwhile, there was a real celebrity there trying not to be seen. He's a clown. That let you know what kind of restaurants Mims be going to, right? Because he was in a restaurant with Lemuel Plummer and a real celebrity. That let you know that, he at them high-end places, Y'all know Mims is VIP like that. He gonna cuss me out for that later. Anyway, right, because I'm 5'2". And Mims, you know how tall I am. You have been around me, sir. But moving right along. He probably has so many bodyguards because he waiting for Ray J wanting to whoop that ass. Child. So that literally, so like I said, we'll talk more about that because it's blowing up. I see Conscious TV is doing a video on it. I've seen TikTok videos on it. So it's gonna blow up. So we're gonna follow up on that. We get you one more. I'll go watch that Tasha K video. We'll get more on that. All right, child. Hold on, wait a minute. Somebody sent it to me. Wait a minute. I got it already. We about to listen to it. Thank you, Don. Thank you, boo. All right, let's play it here because y'all know I ain't want to play. I get a call. All right, let's listen.
See, Lemon Plummer or Lemon Pepper, as y'all call him, is up on X spewing lies. But let me tell you something. Never trust tweets, only trust receipts. I'm about to break down for you the entire situation when it comes to Zeus ownership. I get a call from a good friend of mine, Lamorne Morris. Congrats on your Emmy, by the way, my brother. Lamorne tells me that he has a colleague named Lemmy Plummer who wants to meet with me about starting a social network. His pitch was he wanted to start a black Netflix for influencers and call it the Social Network, which was already a Facebook movie, by the way. He offered me a good amount of equity in the company and said he was going to look out for Lamorne for connecting us. He never looked out for Lamorne. Now, at the time, I had the biggest series on the internet called The Cart Series. Baby, don't do that. Had over 500 million views. It was nominated for an Emmy, 4 Streamies, winning 2. Then Lemmy asked me, are there any other influencers I could bring on as partners because we needed some heavy hitters in social media for this thing to work. I said, how about I reach out to another longtime friend of mine, King Patch. He had the numbers. Lemmy agreed. Batch agreed to join. And let me say we need one more partner, some diversity. So Batch reached out to Jake Paul. But Jake was working on another project and said, I'll at least give y'all an episode on round 1. Welcome to the Taj Mahal. Then Batch said, what about another good friend of ours, Amanda Cerny? She was getting millions of views, making millions of dollars off of brand deals. We all agreed. Now, at this point, I broke down my equity so myself, Batch, and Amanda could have even equity across the board, and we all became co-founders.
I met with Daystorm, King Batch, and Amanda Cerny, who were pretty big influencers. Yes. And we ended up, I brought them on board.
Lemmy was supposed to be behind the scenes as the CEO, and the 3 of us were to be the face of the network, myself as the president. In the coming weeks, we started a group chat, and the founders came up with a new name for the social network. Some of the names was trash. Then one day I thought, wait, Nike was a Greek god. They were successful with their shoe and apparel line. Why don't we name ourselves after a Greek god? Let's be Zeus. So then Amanda's like, I had a dog named Zeus. Shoot, I like it.
Daystorm actually came up with the name Zeus. We were strategizing and talking about different names.
So then became the Zeus Network. In our operating agreement, Lemmy's job was to put up the money for the first round of content, which he'd get back as soon as we launched. Myself, Batch, and Amanda's job was to use our audience and our face and our likeness to blow up the company and give it a legitimate name. Lemmy's like, look, guys, I'm a nobody, and you guys have the influence and celebrity to make this work. So that summer, we went hard as hell.
Zeus just came out today. You on this nigga, you gonna die. At what point did you hear me say Zeus, man?
When you looked at me and said Zeus.
There's a number on the screen. Ignore that. It doesn't work. But the link in my bio does. Click on that right now and join Zeus today.
Subscribe.
As president, my job was also to go out and find as many creators as possible so that we can have enough content to live on the platform when it launched. To drive the necessary traffic to the platform, the flagship shows would be Batch, Amanda, and I also agreed to put season 2 of Cart onto Zeus. Shit, I even called in a favor from Uncle Snoop to pop up in the series, and he looked out for me.
Let's answer, Paul. Strike 1. You've been watching too much Zeus, nephew.
And then we spoke to 25 other creators who are also friends of ours and told them we'll give them a free series on Zeus if they promote the app. Let me promise all of them that they would get a percentage of the subscriptions. They didn't get a dime. So approaching the launch of Zeus, Lemmy calls me up crying, talking about the whole network about to go under because I ran out of money. I physically went into the office that entire summer and edited 4 series for Zeus. Then I put up $135,000 of my own money, paying for Bad Escorts, Caught Season 2, and 4 other creative series. Now, bear in mind, contractually, we weren't supposed to put up any money. But Lemmy said, I'm going to pay you back as soon as Zeus launches and we're profitable. Now, every show on Zeus has music in the background, but keep in mind, we had no more budget for music. So I called in another favor from my good friend Tommy Brown and Franks, and I said, yo, we need beats for Zeus. They done produced everything from Ariana Grande to Justin Bieber. Tommy gave us over 1,000 beats with a promise from Lemmy that they'd get paid back once Zeus was profitable.
Oh, he dropping receipts, y'all.
We understood that Zeus couldn't just be successful in social media. We needed a partner in traditional media. So I talked to my boy Fonz, and he links me with Tiffany, who works at SAG-AFTRA. Zeus ended up signing a historic deal as the first social platform to partner with SAG-AFTRA. And because of this partnership, I was also able to get a lot of the creators and actors their SAG card because they had shows and series on Zeus. And Lemmy ended up stabbing SAG-AFTRA in the back, by the way. This is why I say don't trust tweets. Only trust receipts. Let's keep it going. Now, since Zeus was a new platform and app, there was a lot of bugs that needed fixing. Now, our original tech partner, Nick, warned Lemmy that there was going to be some bugs and problems on launch day. But Lemmy ain't listen for shit. With his Napoleon complex, him and Nick used to get into it. So we throw this big-ass launch party in LA. We had ice sculptures, DJs, red carpet, big screens. Amanda bit the bullet and did this big-ass deal with Diageo for half her rate so we could have Ciroc as a sponsor. We was in it.
It came together. We're doing our pre-launch party, so coming out July 13th. I'm super stoked.
On launch day, all the creators who had a show on the platform promoted the hell out of Zeus. And over 45,000 people joined the platform that day. So now we on Easy Street. Until the next day, we get a call from our tech partner, Nick, who said there was a glitch in the system and everybody got into Zeus for free. We had to boot everybody out of Zeus and ask them to rejoin for the subscription price. And if you know anything about people, they ain't paying for shit after they got it for free. So the first round of Zeus was a wash. We had to scramble and come up with a plan for round two with no money. Then King Batch comes in clutch and saves the day and brings in our fifth partner, a silent investor named Ben Koo, who put up the funds we needed for round two. On round two, we changed up the plan and we used the funds from Ben Koo to make longer form content. Amanda secured Lil Tay, who was huge at the time. Bat secured B. Simone, who was huge at the time. I secured Quay, who was huge at the time. And Lemmy secured Michael Blackson. Those shows with TT being the flagship gave us enough subscribers and enough income to make it to the next season for even bigger shows. Now, Lemmy controlled all the money at Zeus. And at this point, myself, Batch, and Amanda were pushed out while Lemmy's taking these interviews acting like he did it all by himself.
But you did have partners. She did have partners. What happened to them niggas?
You tell me.
Man, I Googled this shit. Stop it, man. No, I remember seeing them.
You tell me.
So you bought them out, right?
You tell me what happened to these guys.
No, King Bach. Yeah. So King Bach, Amanda Cerny. That's what I was like. That's when they were lit.
Like I said, I created Zeus. I ended up investing my own capital. They didn't put in any money. They didn't do anything.
He seized all his Zeus accounts, got himself all his heavy security, and started spewing lies.
I thought they would bring some value, bring some money to the table, and do their thing, and they did.
Let me tell you something. Anybody who needs that kind of security is either super famous or did a lot of people dirty.
Part of what makes this whole platform special is, yes, you guys are partners and owners with me in this. And what you bring to the table, like you said, is relationships. People would not do this if it wasn't because of you and King Bass and Amanda.
And when you have a successful company like Zeus, you do something called partner payouts. Lemmy pays himself, but never pays his partners. To be totally transparent, we had a falling out because a good friend of ours, who is now a successful Latin artist and used to be Lemmy's assistant, told us that he sexually assaulted her. Till this day, myself, Batch, and Amanda, we received K1 tax documents stating that we make millions of dollars from the Zeus Network as partners. So we're paying taxes on money that we never received. So while Lemmy Plumber walks through Paris with 5 security guards and designer clothes and purchases, let me just read this, new home, RVs.
Lemmy bought me a truck from a birthday.
The Zeus Network bought you.
Zeus bought it.
Cybertrucks, cars, jewelry, and he's giving out fags to everybody who walks through Zeus's door. The partners who initially kept the lights on and made Zeus what it is today received nothing. Don't let the internet and lemon pepper fool you. We put them on. This guy's a fraud. I had a call a few years back with Lemmy and Jason Tolbert, who's also works there and is too cowardly to say something because he was on the phone call. And Lemmy is like, you guys are fucking losers. I'm going to drag this case until you all broke. Zeus is worth $1 billion. You can't beat the machine. You'll never beat Zeus. And he's been dragging it. We spent over $1 million on lawyers already. Oh, they're not even part of the company. We have to sit up there and prove that he's on some bullshit. So we'll spend 3 months and a couple $100,000 just to prove that he's telling another fucking lie. We've been literally fighting this dude in court for 2 years, y'all. I found out that Zeus has multiple lawsuits that limit and settle behind our backs. And when you hear all these women on TikTok or you hear Ray J going off and shit.
To all the women that's going through this with Lemmy and going through this with Zeus, like, we hear you and we're going to help you.
We're going to stay in this room for 3 to 4 hours until you do what I tell you to do.
I don't then. Why not? Wait. You work with him before?
That are just playing receipts of different people that are talking about Let me say this. So for the people who say, well, why didn't they sue? Where's the law? They have been. This has been a legal battle for a while. And you heard him say they have spent over $1 million in legal fees. You know, unfortunately, when people don't do the business on the front end correctly, it ends up being a problem on the back end, right? And so I feel for them, like I do, because it does sound like they're, you know, he played voice notes, he dropped receipts while, you know, in the video you can see clips of him dropping stuff. But that's the point. I have that question too, Mamiana. When they got the paperwork from the IRS saying they owe XYZ amount of money for money they never got, to me, that should be, I'm not saying enough evidence because y'all know I ain't no lawyer, I ain't went to law school, but that should be a significant nail in his coffin to be like, you have them listed down here. Clearly you have them listed as something because they owed the IRS millions of dollars on money they were supposed to get, but I'm sure they can show that they never got it. You know what I mean? It's showing that you're paying them money as a investor or partner, whatever. Somehow you're showing that they're either, or at the very least, employed by Zeus in the amount of millions. So that means that some sort of paperwork is being filed through their tax office. You know what y'all understand what I'm saying here? Ciao. Tracy said the problem is the IRS takes years for the IRS to work that out. And now that they only have half of a staff because they keep firing people, I guess it's going to take even longer, child. It's a mess. So again, I don't know if they've just decided they tired of keeping silent. I don't know if he just woke up and decided, you know, take it to the court of public opinion at this point. I'm not sure. I do find it interesting that he made some SA allegations. Now, let me be clear. He said that. I didn't say that. I don't know nothing about it. I don't know nothing about this alleged Latin artist that used to be his assistant. I don't even know who it is. So let's be clear. Really B didn't say nothing. I don't know nothing. I didn't say nothing. It don't have nothing to do with me. That was an allegation that was made. But we do know that other women have made allegations. And we have talked about that there have been other people that have made allegations about Lemuel. We have talked about that. Okay. All right. Again, we'll follow up. We'll get more information and we'll come back and we'll follow up. I know Don is going to probably follow up on it. Mims may or may not. Y'all know he's good at doing deep dives and finding stuff. So he may or may not. And I know Conscious TV is doing one. So y'all know how stuff goes. Once somebody get a hold of it and it hits the blogs, baby, it's going to be a whole situation. Well, we have a follow-up to a story we reported last year. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Okay. Sean Kingston was found guilty. Him and his mother were found guilty in the fraud scheme. We did talk about it. We actually read through that lawsuit last year when they were arrested. But on Friday, they were found guilty. So let me read y'all what I have. Sean Kingston and his mother, Janice Turner, have been found guilty of fraud and conspiracy to commit wire fraud, concluding a federal trial in Broward County, Florida. After a week-long trial, which started on March the 24th, a jury took just 3.5 hours to decide that Kingston, 35, and his mother ran a scheme to scam luxury brands, jewelers, and even a home entertainment company about more than $1 million. Now Kingston, whose real name is Keyshawn Anderson, is on house arrest with an electronic monitor, while his mother was immediately taken into custody. A judge ruled that she was a flight risk. He also has to put up $500,000 home bond and $200,000 in cash to stay out of jail for now. Prosecutors say they use his celebrity status to get expensive goods and services without paying. The singer also reportedly told a home entertainment company that he was Justin Bieber's business partner so he could get a $150,000 home theater system installed for free. The catch? Bieber had no idea about the deal, and the company never got their money. During the trial, Fort Lauderdale jeweler Moshe Eder testified that he lost his credibility after that Kingston promised $285,000 payment for jewelry, but the transfer never came through. Y'all gonna stop letting celebrities come in y'all face and walk away without paying. Y'all would chase us down the street if we came up 5 cents short. You let that man walk out the door with $285,000 worth of jewelry and he didn't pay you. Okay, y'all gonna keep listening to these celebrities. Y'all gonna keep it up. Turner played her part too. Prosecutors say she made sure the expensive items were delivered. Then she sent fake wire transfers in return. Kingston and Turner were first arrested in May of 2024. During the trial, their defense team argued there was no real evidence. That sounds like Whitehead. Don't believe your lying eyes. Don't believe those fake wire. Don't believe that those wire transfers are fake. They were real wire transfers. Y'all remember Bishop Whitehead had them fake wire transfers? Hey, Shade in the City. I told the people how you threatened me last night. Told me you was gonna come over here and you was gonna make me sit down and focus until I got that studio finished. I told them how you threatened me. Last night. I told them how you threatened me last night. There was no real evidence they meant to scam people and even claimed that some victims eventually got their money. But the jury wasn't buying it. Sentencing is set for July the 11th. Y'all, again, stealing is wrong. Stealing is bad. But I'm going to say this to business owners. Y'all need to stop relaxing y'all policies and procedures just because you perceive somebody to have the money. And I understand that there's a certain perk in being a celebrity and all of that. I get that, but maybe I'm overthinking it. But she sent receipts of a fake transfer. So she sent receipts saying, "Oh, the money was sent." Basically the equivalent of the check is in the mail. Here's a receipt of me writing the check. So I must have mailed you the check because here's the check right here. Y'all remember back in the day when checks had duplicates? Y'all got to be old enough to remember when checks had carbon copies, and you would write the check. And as you were writing the check, you would have that carbon, and it would be like, "No, look, I wrote the check out. I put it in the mail." Certainly, if I wrote the check, I mailed it. Yeah, they sent receipts of fake transfers. That's so sad. Sean Kingston didn't have to go out like that. Well, why would you say that, Xavier? Why he didn't have to go out like that if he was stealing? I mean, if he was stealing, that's how he had to go out. Right? But yeah, and again, I'm not saying that makes it okay that somebody stole from you just because I'm not saying that makes it okay that somebody stole because they shouldn't have stole the money. But businesses, y'all gotta Anyway, moving right along. Oh, while we in Florida, in this week's edition of FAFO, down to the Florida, last year, they passed legislation to stop people from coming down there for spring break. They put rules in place. They put curfews. They said you're going to be arrested. They even told them people, don't even come here. We don't want you. We don't want you here. Don't come here. We don't want you here. That's what they told the people. Don't come here. We don't want you here. So this year, nobody went to Florida for spring break. They didn't go to Miami. They didn't go to Daytona. Matter of fact, I heard they went over to Houston. I heard, where my Houston people? Don. I heard that a lot of the spring breakers went over to Houston and they found other places to go. And now the businesses in Florida are crying about nobody being in Florida for spring break and talking about how hard it's going to affect their bottom line and their economy. Oh. Nitwit said they went to the rodeo and had a ball. And this was the wrong year to encourage people to go down to Texas for the rodeo, with Beyonce gotten everybody thinking that they cowboys and you got to put the boots on the ground going viral and all that. This was the wrong year to send people to Texas. I'm just telling you, this was the wrong year to tell people going over there to Texas. But I just find it very interesting. It's like fuck around and find out. You told them people not to come. You said, we don't want y'all here. You encouraged the governor to pass this legislation. You put curfews in place. You made it harder for them to get hotel rooms, to get car rentals. Like, you put all these things in place to tell them not to come. And guess what? They didn't come. And now you don't understand where they are. I was in Miami a couple of weeks ago for a cruise. It was people there, but there were roads blocked off and everything. Yeah, I mean, no, the rodeo was popular before. I'm not saying that the only reason why people went to the rodeo because of Beyonce. I'm saying this is the wrong year to piss people off because they're more encouraged to, get into the rodeo culture. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. They're more encouraged to get into the rodeo culture. Okay. Bossy Don Diva said, I am a cowgirl. Yes, cowgirl. Those extra folks made me reroute my way to work. See? Now they tan up Houston. Xavier said, didn't they have 2 prominent SA cases from spring break last year? Ain't nobody going there. Xavier, can I tell you something? And I don't want to say this in a way that's going to sound like I am not taking it seriously what I'm getting ready to say. But baby, SA cases and spring break go together like peanut butter and jelly. And I'm not saying that I'm not saying that like it's okay. I'm not saying that like it's not a big deal. I'm just saying having SA cases is not stopping nobody from going to spring break. I promise you. It ain't never stopped nobody from going to spring break. And it ain't going to stop nobody from going to spring break. I promise you that. And again, I'm not saying that. I don't want anybody to think I'm saying that like it's not a big deal, because it is absolutely a big deal. But please let me be the one to tell you that is not stopping nobody from going to spring break. I promise you that. If people want to go to spring break, baby, they're going to go to spring break. But moving right along. Someone who lived in Miami, I couldn't stand spring break or Memorial. I'd leave that weekend, but they absolutely need the business. Yeah. And I'm sure for people who live there, it was, I'm sure it's not fun when you live there. Like, I get that. You talking to somebody who grew up in Washington, D.C., baby, every weekend, damn near from the cherry blossoms all the way down to even when it's snow on the ground, it's, we having marathons, parades. You have this event right now, the cherry blossoms. And granted, if you live in like the residential side of DC, it doesn't necessarily affect your day to day. But if you work in downtown DC, Absolutely it does. You know, so I understand. And I mean, literally, there were times when I would have to be like, okay, what's going on this weekend so I know which way to drive when I got somewhere to go. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. I won't go near DC. Yeah, this is not the weekend. And then I saw something on TikTok where somebody was like, don't drive to the cherry blossoms this weekend. You clearly have to be somebody that's not from DC, because there's absolutely positively nobody that is a native Washingtonian that would ever think to drive to the cherry blossoms. You better hop your ass on that subway or get on a bus. Who is going down this weekend and trying to drive through downtown DC? Who is doing that? I was like, oh, you must be new here. You must be a transplant. You must be somebody that just came to DC last year and somebody told you to go check out the cherry blossoms and you thought it would be a good idea to jump in your Tesla and drive downtown and thought you was going to find you a space. Who thought that? Metro was annoying too. The readings were crowded. And the roads were, I think you mean to say, the trains were crowded. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The cherry blossom hit different. The subway is even a pain on, yeah. But anyway, so I understand it being an issue, you know, for the people that work in those areas. Trust me. But, baby, y'all really sitting around trying to figure out where everybody at. Houston. Yeah, that really, Brown Mama, when they closed up them lanes and put them bike lanes and made it hard. Anyway, don't get me started on DC, because that happened under who was that damn mayor before Mario Bowser? I mean not him, because that was Vince. That was Vince. The mayor before Vince. The mayor that Vince beat. Shit. Y'all know who I'm talking about. That motherfucker. I can't stand his ass. But anyway, moving right along. Move right along. Okay. Adrian Fenty. Yeah. Adrian with an F for fuck yeah. Moving right along. All right. I'm sorry. Whew, sorry, y'all. Y'all know how I be feeling about my DC politics. Sometimes I get a little excited. I get a little. Move right along. Okay, so listen. I can't with him. Oh, y'all don't park in y'all bike lanes. Not if you don't want to get towed. This ain't New York. They'll put a boot on your car and tow it in a minute. This ain't New York. Y'all must get away with that in New York, baby. Not down here. You can go on a park in a bike lane if you want to. Go ahead. Let me know how that work out for you. Come down here and park in a bike lane. You might get away with it on like a Saturday or a Sunday when they relax the rules, but again, you wouldn't get away with it this weekend. Don't Brown Mama, don't say nothing about it, please, because I'm not watching it. I'm gonna watch it when I get off of here. So please don't talk about it. Please, no spoilers. But thank you though. All right. Last but not least, let me make sure I covered everything I wanted to cover on my list. Yeah, all right. Last but not least, Adrian started chasing. Yeah, remember he was dating Steve Jobs' ex-wife. Are they still together? Did they break up? What you talking about? I live in the Navy Yard. It's baseball season. Go Nats. Baby, I used to work down by the Navy Yard. And when they first built, I used to work down by Nat Stadium. And when they first built that stadium, I used to have to check and see if there was a home game to decide which way I was driving home. You send me a message? Okay, powerful. No, you good, boo. You didn't know that. You good. You ain't saying nothing. You didn't give me a score or nothing. You good. I just didn't want nobody to start talking in the chat. I didn't want people to start talking about it in the chat. All right. So this last story for me, it's a serious story, and I'm explaining y'all why it's serious. For some of you, you're gonna already know why it's serious. Kenya, this may be a trigger warning for you. Before I get into this last story, I'm gonna tell you now, it might be a trigger warning. So so Cardi B has come out right, you work in the Navy Yard, yeah. Cardi B has come out and let us know that she is accusing Offset of having of threatening her, threatening to unalive her, threatening to unalive himself. She has accused him of harassment. She has accused him of sending revenge, PORN, to the guy that she is now dating. I'm going to just read you guys this article and then I'm going to give y'all my 2 cents on it. Cardi B blasted Offset for having thoughts of unaliving himself and alleged stalking, harassment, and death threats before claiming that he sent revenge, PORN, to her new boyfriend or the guy she's dating. Offset went from threatening just hilarious about discussing his messy divorce to the soon-to-be ex publicly accusing him of even worse. This isn't the first time Cardi exposed relationship issues with Offset, but these are certainly the most serious and most concerning. On Friday, March the 28th, she updated fans on Instagram Live about her personal life behind the scenes. Cardi claimed that her ex is a hating ass, who ruined her Valentine's Day, which she reportedly spent with her new boo, Stephon Diggs. He's a football player. Although Cardi kept things cute and mute for the past few months, she says the divorce drama escalated to her ex tormenting her, and every time that she finds peace and moves on, she initially didn't go into details about the latest incident this week, but warned she would collect receipts and stand and put him on blast. Let me say this. What's up, DC Kool-Aid and Lisa? How y'all doing on this beautiful day? You headed down to the cherry blossoms. You're going to vlog from the cherry blossoms. DC Kool-Aid and Lisa, they be vlogging over there. If y'all haven't checked them out, y'all make sure y'all check them out. She did a vlog for when they were talking about when they tore down Black Lives Matter Plaza and things of that nature. Y'all make sure y'all check out DC Kool-Aid and Lisa. So let me say this. And I know a lot of people feel how they feel about Cardi. I know a lot of people feel how they feel about the drama between Cardi and about Offset. But here's why I'm gonna say this. And again, if Kenya is here, Kenya has been very candid with us about her experience with her ex-husband, and that's why I know for a fact for her that what I'm getting ready to say could be a trigger for her. And so that's why I want to let her know, trigger warning. Let me say this. Statistically, the time period when a person, I'm not going to just say a woman, if a person is involved in a abusive relationship, whether it's mental or physical, the time period in which they physically leave that relationship and stay gone is the most dangerous time. Statistically, people who are unalived by their abusive partner, that is the window in time in which it happens. And I know people might feel how they feel about Cardi. I know Cardi is extra, and I know she comes down here and she does a lot. I get that. But what I want us to do is to take this very seriously, and I hope she's taking it seriously. I hope she's not just coming down here telling social media. I hope she's called the police. I hope she's filed a restraining order. I hope she is taking the necessary steps to protect herself and protect her family, because this is what abusers do. And what the pattern with Offset and Cardi has been throughout their relationship has been he fucks up, she takes him back. He fucks up, she takes him back. Oh, you had knee replacement. I saw you in physical therapy, but I didn't know what it was. Okay, I didn't have a chance to go watch the video. Okay, well, I hope you feel better. My dad had both of his knees replaced over the last 6 months. He did one and then the other. So trust me, I know. You stick with that rehab, honey. It was hard of us to get our dad to get into his rehab, child. That has been their pattern. Their pattern has been they break up, he does something, they break up, she leaves, they get back together. She's even filed for divorce before and taken him back. So in his mind, all he has to do is buy her a Birkin, buy her a car, take her on a trip, and all will be forgiven. And this time, it looks like she's really serious this time. This time, it looks like she's not coming back. And he doesn't know how to deal with that. And so now he has resorted to the death threats. And what we cannot do is not take them seriously, because this happens with women. I know I keep saying women. I know it happens on both sides, but in this case, we're talking about a woman. But it happens a lot when there are mental and physically abusive relationships. I don't know if he's ever put his hands on Cardi, but this is certainly mental right here. This is certainly mental warfare. And so again, I don't want us, when I say us, I don't mean everybody in this room specifically. I just mean in general. I don't want us to blow this off as, oh, Cardi's just being Cardi. Cardi, why are you bringing it to us? Oh, Cardi, why are you bringing us this information? And I get it that we might be sick of it. Take us out the group chat. I get that. But the first thing I heard when I saw this yesterday was, this is not a joke. Because I watch, and y'all know I watch a lot of ID channel. Y'all know I watch a lot of ID channel, okay? But whenever there's even a show on, there's even a show on, I think it comes on either TV One, called Fatal Attraction. And in 99% of those episodes, it's a woman and a man dating. And when the woman gets tired of that man and leaves him, he comes back and he ends up unaliving her. That is 90% of them episodes. Sometimes it's, other stuff, but 90% of those episodes is the man coming back and getting that woman after she done dealt with all of his infidelity, all of his abuse. And when she finally gets fed up and says, I'm gone, and I mean it, and I'm serious, and I'm leaving for real, that is when there's a problem. Now, thank God Cardi is in a situation where she does have security, and it is hard it will be hard for him to get to her. But y'all, they share 3 children. They're going to be in each other's presence. They're going to be doing exchanges and all that stuff. It's just not a joke. I don't find it to be a joke. And y'all know I do love Cardi. I do. But when she's wrong, I'll tell y'all she's wrong. Or when I think she's doing too much, I'll tell y'all. But in this case, y'all, this isn't a joke, right? This isn't social media fodder. And I'm sure she's taking it seriously, because she's not a dummy. I know a lot of people, because she has the accent and because she's so silly, but baby, Cardi B is far from a dummy. She is far from a dummy. So I'm sure she's taking it very seriously. And maybe even low key, she's being public about it. So she is making a public footprint, a public receipt, a public pressure. You know what I'm saying? But again, it was just serious for me. She's street smart, but she's also book smart. Did y'all see when she interviewed, was it Joe Biden she interviewed? And she was very up on, political issues, and she was very up on policy and stuff. And I'm sure she was prepped. Don't get me wrong, y'all. I'm sure she was prepped. But you can be prepped for something, but if you still don't have a concept of understanding the policies, you will flounder and you will look like a fool very quickly. So I'm sure she was prepped, y'all. Before y'all be like, she had people help her. I'm sure she did. But I also know that you still have to have an understanding of policy and the concept. Yeah, she's no dummy. She just hood. And there's a lot of smart people that are hood. You know what I'm saying? She just hood. Yeah, she's very smart. Very, very smart. That's why you act like everything is cool and leave the state where they go to work and be gone for at least an hour. Don't ever give them the hint. Yeah, baby, don't ever tell them you leaving. And I know, I know I might be stating the obvious, Captain Obvious, but baby, don't ever tell them people you leaving. Baby, just go. And if you can formulate a plan, formulate a plan. Get you, what was it I was looking at? Oh, Reasonable Doubt. And I know this is a TV show, but this is something that they tell people when you're in an abusive relationship. They tell you start moving stuff out slowly. You know, don't take stuff that's going to be missed. Don't take the kid's favorite toy. Don't take your favorite purse. Take the stuff that's not going to be missed. You know, take a few outfits, take a few things for the kids. If you have children, try to find somewhere you can go that they're not going to look for you first. Don't go to your mama's house. Don't go to your cousin's house. Don't go to your best friend's house. And if you have to go to a shelter, go to a shelter, right? But there are certain things they tell you to start doing. You know, but I also know sometimes it's impulsive and you can't. You just got to go. And I get that too. But yeah. So with that being said, you guys, we're going to get off of here. Don't forget tonight, we will be back at 9:15-ish. At 9:15-ish. It was renewed for season 3, for those who don't know. And Joseph Sador, what's his name? From Power. The guy that plays Tommy. He's going to be on season 3. He's going to be playing a lawyer. But we'll be back at 9:15-ish for the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And look, y'all, I don't have to go to work tomorrow. So depending on how much energy I have, I may go ahead and do Married to Medicine tonight. I may do one and then watch Married to Medicine and do the other. If not, you guys will get Married to Medicine tomorrow, probably early on. I'm going to the gym in the morning, y'all. I'm getting back in the gym. I'm going in the gym in the morning. And when I get back from the gym, no, matter of fact, forget it. I'll do Married to Medicine when I get back from the gym. I'm not even going to promise tonight because I'm not going to promise that. We'll do Married to Medicine when I get back from the gym tomorrow. Okay. Yeah. Get your important papers. Exactly. Thank you, Lauren. Yes. Everybody that's dropping these tidbits in the chat. Thank y'all. Everything y'all are saying is accurate. Everything y'all saying is on point. Thank y'all. Powerful. I'm getting ready to go look. Thank you. Those are my reviews of Reasonable Doubt. Thank you, Xavier. Powerful. I'm going to go look at your message now when I get off of here. But I'll be back, like I said. And if something happens between now and then, child, I may hop on one, but for the most part, I'll be back at 9:15-ish. Enjoy y'all Sunday. Peace.